Hello everyone, so I finally was able to get around to watching Harley Quinn Season 3, finished it all 10 episodes. I watched it on HBO Max. That's, I'm pretty certain, the only place you'll find this show, or of course through HBO if it's airing on your local TV, things like that. But yes, 10 episodes long each episode, around the 24 minute mark. And of course this takes place about 2 weeks after where Season 2 left off, with Poison Ivy and Harley confessing their loves for each other and going on the run from the law, the superheroes, basically everything that could possibly want them dead, which is a lot of things in Gotham City they're on the run from. And it kind of escalates a little bit from there. But yes, without further ado, let me get into my review for Season 3 of Harley Quinn. So one of the things I love most about this show is the satire elements about not only just kind of comic book heroes, but especially the DC universe. I found that they had really good commentary and really funny commentary throughout the entirety of this season, but made it a lot more personalized to the characters that they were dissecting. I found they did actually a really good job with Batman this season around. So I actually really enjoyed his arc, and they dissected him like Batman and Bruce Wayne in a lot of ways that I just thought were, one, funny, and then two, when they actually got into the nitty gritty of dissecting, again, just his character, the way that he thinks, going into his mind, a bunch of things like that. Found it was really fun. They do great things too with Swamp Thing. This is definitely too a big season for Poison Ivy to shine. You get a little bit too of Clayface and an episode dedicated to Nanawe and kind of his struggles with his home life and his kingdom. There's a lot that this season does, and it does kind of feel a little bit like Harley Quinn took a bit of a side saddle this season around, because again, a lot of the dissections do really take a lot of the spotlight off of her, and a lot of the stories, or I should say Harley Quinn, I don't want to say feels like a side character, but she is completely thrown into the stories of her friends and of course all the other people that are going around in this episode, and so she's kind of just living in their worlds and traumas essentially, but there still is a big spotlight on her. I found too that there's actually a really good arc with Bane this time around. Just the guy who voices him does such an amazing, incredible job. He's so funny in it. But I really liked his arc this time around. I thought it was something just really fun and quirky, and they did a great job with it. Again too, when it kind of comes to really going into these character studies and kind of diving into the satire, it does feel like the pacing of this season can be a little slow and a little off, especially when it comes to storytelling. I found that it really built to something crazy, epic, and grand scale within the last two seasons, and we don't really get that here. Not saying that the finale isn't exciting or anything, but again, it's just a lot more character driven, and in a way that I found really works, and it's still entertaining, but I found that it did miss a bit of the magic in terms of its pacing, its humor, things like that, just because they're diving into the character studies. But again, they're great. I just really enjoyed, again too, just the dissection of this universe that they were able to go into. Same thing too, I found the humor actually pretty good this time around. I kind of aside from a step down from the kind of the raunchy and a lot of just like laughing at murderous humor. There still is a decent amount of that, but I found it was a little more toned down, and they swifted it to a lot of really fun and quirky good one-liners this season around. So really, like, without saying anything spoilers sake, I feel like saying all of that is kind of keeping it short and sweet. This is a very strong season in terms of its characters, and I do really like what it was able to set up for season 4, which hopefully we get sooner than later. But again too, this is just shows that it's one of the best animated series on right now, or I should say adult animations. It's really funny. I love everything that it does, and it's still extremely stylized. I love the characters. Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn are such a great dynamic duo. And again too, if they're able to make the seasons maybe a little bit longer, episodes a little bit longer, and kind of fit Harley back into the spotlight a little bit more, but still focus on these side characters in the way that they did, I think these next seasons are going to be absolutely great, because again too, just seeing more of their lives is something really entertaining, and now that they kind of have some of that exposition done, I feel like there can be some really great storylines and interconnected storylines for future seasons to come. So that's why I'm gonna have to give Harley Quinn season 3 a 7.5 out of 10. Still highly recommend it. If you weren't a fan of the show, I don't think this season's gonna win you over in any way. I don't think I'm going to rewatch this season like I have done with season 1 and season 2, new, but I still really enjoyed it. If you like the first two seasons, this is right up your alley, and I think everyone is going to enjoy it quite a bit. But if you've seen season 3 of Harley Quinn, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. And of course, if you like this review, definitely give it a thumbs up. And you can check out everything I do on this channel through my playlist down below. And I'll link some up top here for convenience sake. Thank you for subscribing and turn that little ringer on so you know when I upload new videos. If you want to check out the description of this video and my channel bio, there's a link to the Media Mountain, which is my Discord, where we talk about movies, video games, comic books, TV, pretty much everything that's awesome in this world. So you can definitely join that amazing community, help make it even more amazing than it is already. And yeah, just awesome, guys.
Sky blue eyes, I see a world behind them. No more time sinking into the side.